I'm Todd Boldizsar from SportSpeak LA, and I'm here with
Kevin Ding,
OC Register Lakers beat writer and leadoff hitter for the LA Lakers. Kevin, how long have you been a reporter for the Lakers?
I'm going to date myself here, but 1999, right before Phil Jackson came, and together we won all those championships for the Lakers.
Great time to be a Lakers reporter.
Yes.
Maybe not so much right now, but who knows. So all those years of experience with the Lakers, we got Kobe Bryant saying he's coming back from an injury in the preseason, way ahead of schedule. From your experience and from hearing what Kobe has to say, do you think he's going to be back when he wants to be back, or do you think it's going to take a little longer?
Well, this is a really good question, because you have on one hand, Kobe is out of his mind when it comes to coming back from injuries. His goal fundamentally is to beat the doctor's prognosis on every possible thing that's ever kept him out, if it does actually keep him out. On the other hand, you've got the injury that everybody says is different from all the other injuries, the torn Achilles tendon. And at his age, is it realistic for him to come back soon? I think on this one, he's going to be a little reasonable, and he does have some examples. I mean, David Beckham is a good friend of Kobe's, and he came back pretty much on schedule from his torn Achilles. So I actually wouldn't be surprised at all if Kobe played opening night for the Lakers. As far as preseason games, I highly doubt that he'll play in one of those.
Opening night. Okay, it's a good estimation. This season's been a lot of random free agent pickups, trying to put bits and pieces together to form a roster for this season in the wake of who leaving for another team. Out of all the signings so far the Lakers have made in the offseason, who's been the biggest one? Who do you think will contribute the most?
I think everybody assumes that Nick Young is going to be the guy. I mean, he could slide right into that starting small forward spot that Metta World Peace is vacating. The one guy I would say to watch is Jordan Farmar, to be honest. He's totally off the grid now. He hasn't even been in the NBA for more than a year. But he was really at a level where he was almost going to get his own NBA team to run as the point guard when he left and went to New Jersey for the Nets. And he's back. He's more mature. His game is more well-rounded. He can defend a lot better than he did before. And the Lakers are going to rest Steve Nash a lot this season to avoid what happened last season. They do have Steve Blake and Jody Meeks, but I think there's going to be an opening there. If Farmar can defend the way that they hope, that he's going to pick up a lot of minutes this year.
Now, Chris Kamen's going to be taking over most of the center duties. You still got Pau Gasol in there, but now you see Jordan Hill and Robert Sacre as the backups in the low post. Do you think Sacre's going to see some increased minutes, or do you think there's another acquisition in the wings?
I think in Mike D'Antoni's ideal world, to be honest, that Sacre will not play, and Jordan Hill, Kaman, and Powell will be a three-man rotation in there. And D'Antoni would like to go small whenever possible, frankly. If there's any question, just his instinct is to put an undersized guy in there before and stretch the floor and have one guy in the post. So I wouldn't be surprised if guys like even Wesley Johnson or Nick Young, these guys end up playing power forward, per se, for the Lakers, as D'Antoni just puts a bunch of shooters out there and hopes for the best in his style of play.
Seems to be his kind of system anyway, right? Most of the backcourt does most of the scoring. So one last question for you. It's been hotly debated so far on Twitter, but how many wins are the Lakers going to have this season, and are they going to make the playoffs?
I think they'll definitely make the playoffs. So I'll put that out there right now. I think they're hugely motivated, which you couldn't even say last year. I mean, you look at the guys, obviously their injury risks, and Kobe, Powell, and Steve Nash, but their mindsets, each of them individually, and these guys are future Hall of Famers we're talking about, they are each motivated in their own ways to reprove themselves at the caliber that they're used to. I think Nash especially is a guy who people have just totally written off, and obviously he's not going to come back and defend like a maniac or anything like that, but to play his game for his coach, he's actually in great shape. He thought he was in the best shape of his career coming into last season before he had that freak injury on the second game of the year. So Nash, I really expect that there's one guy that's going to surprise some people. I think Nash is not done, even though he's going to be 40 years old this season.
40-year-old wonder man. All right, Kevin, I appreciate it very much. Go ahead and plug your stuff real quick.
I'm Kevin Ding on Twitter, easy enough, KVINDING, and OCRegister.com. Check it out, all the Lakers coverage you want there.
Stay for more on the Lakers as well. Stay tuned to SportSpeak LA on Twitter. All right, thanks a lot.
All right, buddy.